friend, it's Hannah with Truly Nolan with another one of our free printable activities. A fun craft that we're working on today is the Origami mouse bookmark that you'll see here. Let's get into it. All right, so to make our origami mouse, we're gonna need a couple things, and this is a very minimal supply craft, which is fantastic for you at-home crafters. So we're gonna need a piece of colored printer paper. It can also just be a white sheet of printer paper. You can have a little white mouse bookmark instead. And then you'll also want a piece of pink cardstock or construction paper. That'll be the inside of your mouse's ears, along with some scissors, a Sharpie, a pencil, and a glue stick. So let's go ahead and get started. Now with that piece of colored printer paper, you're gonna want to cut that down so that it is 6 inches wide. So we're gonna wanna cut this off here. I already have one set for us on this side with our little pre-cut supplies. So we'll take that piece away and we'll save that for later because that'll be what we use for our ears and our tail. And then what we're gonna do is take the top right-hand corner and go ahead and fold that down to meet along the side so that it's flush there, and we're essentially making a triangle up at the top. Once you've got that evened out, go ahead and press down that crease. And that is going to be the start of your piece there. So we're gonna wanna cut off this excess bit here. So let's go ahead. You wanna stay as close to the line as you can, because when it comes to folding, you wanna make sure that it's nice and even. So again, we'll set this piece aside for later. Then once we have gotten our triangle here, what you'll want to do is go ahead and take the right-hand corner here and fold that up to the top corner of your initial triangle. Go ahead and make sure everything's nice and even and press down and crease. And we'll do the exact same thing on the left-hand side. Go ahead and take that corner up to the top there, and we'll press down and crease again. Get those creases in there pretty well. Go ahead and go over them again, and then you're gonna unfold those. I know that sounds a little odd, but you'll see why in a second. So then you're gonna take that top little bit here at the upper corner of your triangle and fold that down. And you wanna only take that top sheet, not the bottom one as well. So then fold that down so that it fits right down to the bottom. You can see here, and crease it across. So if you'll see here, that point hits right down towards the bottom there. And then you're gonna take those pieces that you had folded up before, and you're actually gonna tuck those inside that little flap that you just folded down. So you want to maneuver it as far down in as you can. And there we are with that first fold. And then same thing on this side. And it can sometimes be easier to pick that up to fold that in. There we are. I'm gonna adjust my right side a little bit so that it's a little further in there. And you can just kind of maneuver that down and give it a good crease. So that's the basis of your bookmark. And you can make a ton of these if you want to, but we're gonna cute it up a little bit and make ours into a mouse. So we'll go ahead and take a piece of that spare paper that we had before, and you're gonna fold that one in half, because we're gonna make our ears and we wanna make sure that we've got a set. So go ahead and get that folded out, and then we'll take that pencil and trace out what we'd like the size of our ear to be. I like big ears on my mice. And I have a tendency to make them look a little bit more like a flower petal. And don't worry if you've got a little extra on the back, you can either erase or it can just be on the back of your mouse's ear as well. Then we're gonna do a similar thing with that 3.5 by 3.5 piece. That's what you'll want to cut out of your light pink cardstock. Same idea, go ahead and fold that in half to create the set of your inner ears for your little mouse there. So trace out same idea towards a petal. There we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut both of those sets out. Make sure that you're cutting through both pieces of the paper as you go. And these will become the cute little ears on our mice. And then once you've got these both cut out, we'll go ahead and glue that inner ear down to our large outer ear portion. So just like that, go ahead and place a bit of glue with your glue stick on the back of that inner ear. Get it across the whole thing there. And then pop that right on the center. Give it a good press and do the same thing on the other side with a bit of that glue. And down onto the other ear. Give it a good press again, and then we'll set those aside while we create our tail for our mouse. Now I did a bit of a curly tail for mine. Totally up to you guys as to how you'd like it. I'm gonna take one of those other pieces of scrap paper that we have from cutting down our printer paper and kind of draw out our curly tail of our mouse. So I'm making a curly Q, then making a point and bringing it all the way, went a little skinny there, that's okay, back around down to the bottom. And then we'll go ahead and cut that part out as well. All right, and clean up the edges there a bit. Go ahead and get our scrap out of the way. And then we can go ahead and get started on attaching our pieces to our little bookmark that we created. So go ahead and place some glue down at the bottom of each of those ears on the inner portion there. And then you're going to take those and place each one on the inside of that flap for the bookmark, just like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. We can try and keep them a little even. There we go, that looks about right. And then we'll put a bit of glue down here at the base of the tail. Just run that along there. And then you're gonna take that and put it up at the point here and give it a good press. All right, so there is the basics of that. Now, last thing to do is go ahead and give our adorable little mouse a face. You can choose whichever way you would like to do that. I went ahead and did some sweet little eyes here, one on each side, of course. Then down at the bottom, kind of round it off in a half moon to create that little mouse nose. And then we'll go ahead and give him some whiskers. Just like that. And there you have it, that sweet little origami mouse bookmark that we hope you enjoy just as much as the books that you attach it to. Remember, if you're looking for more of our free printable activities, to check those out on our website at trulynolan.com, and we hope to see you guys again. Bye-bye.